new group of intrepid adventurers. The last ones never came back from their mission, and nobody knows why except the higher ups. But that planet was later had to be liberated by the glorious forces of the Emperor.
Church of Steel.
Against the bugs.
Vormix.
We were killed by
There are
bugs.
so many. I mean, if you knew nothing else, that just describes so many different series.
Yeah, yeah, at least half a dozen right off the top.
Or
As
I
more
suppose,
when
as my character would say, cease mouth noises, commence Xenos extermination.
even more open up when you can remember that canonically colonial marines call xenomorphs bugs too. So
No, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
all right, so you are a new team assembled at the orders of the Inquisitor. You are not the dregs of half the prison houses in the system like the last team was, but you don't actually know the last team existed, so ignore all that.
What was the last game?
Exactly.
Pretty much. You are still
We
aboard an inquisitorial ship. You still don't know who the Inquisitor is. Locke does, but he's not allowed to tell you. He's not allowed to tell you much, honestly. And
we
he chooses to not tell you a lot more.
we work for the Servitor.
Pretty much. Um, what you do know is that you're being sent undercover.
Undercover of Darkness.
Gonna have a
No.
hell of a time hiding this thing on my back, but okay.
Oh no, you've been provided for.
Okay.
You're actually going to visit the Imperial Night World of Escudo. It means shield, because I was bored.
Viva la Latin.
Escudo 7 specifically, where the nightly houses of what the hell did I write down? Atreus, Corvinus, and Varda, respectively, are the big three houses on that planet. Now, for those who don't know, particularly Sam, an Imperial Knight is a giant bipedal robot, not as giant as others that the Imperium has, but big enough. You know, when you think of like Mech Warrior or
Gundam.
anime mech series, stuff like that, that's about the size you're looking at, but not nearly as refined. Here, I'll pull up a
Not
picture.
quite as badass. More of machine
The
punky.
only mechs I'm aware of are Gundam, so
Yeah, not that good. Uh, okay, here's a good size comparison.
Gundams from Wish.
You remember
Temu
the
Gundams.
power suits that Nehru and oh shit, Constantine acquired in the last couple episodes of Star Trek? Basically, kind of like that scaled up with some guns bolted on.
Now, I want to point out that the people at the feet of those mechs are still like 9 feet tall.
oh wow, okay.
Oh, okay. Here's one standing next to an actual human. And they come in multiple sizes. This is actually on the smaller end of Imperial Knights available.
Jesus. Okay,
Yeah.
so Oliphant.
No, you want
Yeah.
that? Hang on. Let's see.
This is what we're rocking?
Okay, this will help. So a Quester Knight is the biggest knight class. Like they're like 50, 60 feet tall.
Those are huge.
Scale magnificus.
So we're the War Master Titan, right?
Oh no, not a chance. I will never ever give you any form of
No.
Titan.
And
Ooh,
War
I like
Master's
this one.
still not the biggest.
It's still not.
That's what she said.
You poor bastard.
Oh my.
I just like that one.
What are we? What did you say? Which one are we rocking?
Oh, that's
None
great.
of them. I'm just giving you an idea of scale.
Yes, he is informing us of how hard we need to crane our necks.
So those are the things that okay, so a knight world is a world, it's a demi-feudal system. The knights are the nobility because they have the mechs, and everyone else is, depending on how nice the knightly house is, peasant or serf, because one of those has rights and a paycheck.
All right.
And for the most part, it is pretty much a purely demi-feudal system. Everybody pays homage to the guy above him, and the guys on top pay homage to the Imperium as a whole by sending out their war machines to go kill stuff. But they also got to protect their home turf because shit still gets there. Anyway,
Because
So-
everything wants to kill you. It's basically
Everything wants
Australia
to
in
kill you.
space.
yep. So many planets in 40K specialize in one particular thing. Nightly worlds specialize in nightly orders, sending them out. Agri worlds specialize in food. Forge worlds specialize in manufacturing, stuff like that.
Okay.
And they all have very interconnected webs of trade and, travel and stuff. There are entire worlds called shrine worlds that are just for worshiping the emperor. Like, it's ridiculous.
Mm.
There are
The
cemetery
planet is a
worlds.
church.
Yeah, the entire planet is a church. There are cemetery worlds. The entire planet is a graveyard. And they fill up fast.
That's unfortunate.
If you want a peaceful life, that's about as close as you're going to get in the 40K universe.
The cemetery world.
Yes.
Uh,
Everything there is already dead.
I mean, I do like going and visiting old cemeteries. There's
Just a quick aside for that. When Cadia was still a thing, I remember reading a passage talking about how they didn't have enough space for new graves, so they would maintain a grave until the tombstone was weathered smooth, and then dig up the corpse and put a new one in. And they would
dear.
just keep recycling them because they had that many people to bury.
I'm surprised they let them stay that long.
Right?
I mean,
Anyway.
shit, I
mean-
feel like I've actually read that some privately run cemeteries only do like 100-year leases.
Well, and there have been civilizations. Is it Prague? Like where they actually have had to bury them like 6 people deep.
There are countries now that will charge you by year to keep your people interred. And if you don't pay, out they go.
Just bury me 6 feet under in a standing position. Takes up less space.
Some of them just stack you above ground. They will build a framework slightly fancy and put the casket in the framework.
I mean, a lot of Jewish cemeteries, your bones are only there so long, and that's where this idea of descending into hell came from. Is when they were bones, then you were dropped down into the bone pit. We're getting way off track, boys.
When do we not?
It
Anyway,
took us an hour just to get to the game.
so you're being sent to this world because there is a hint that there is something wrong. Nothing solid, but there have been rumors, and the Inquisition's whole thing is to chase down rumors and eliminate the source thereof, whether it be true or not. Sometimes that's a single person, sometimes it's the entire world. It just really depends on the situation and the Inquisitor, honestly. This time they're going for, because the nightly orders of this planet are so important and well known. They're going for a more subtle approach instead of just landing and saying, "Hey, everybody, form up for questioning." So you're being sent in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
3 of you are being sent in as cargo handlers on a shipment on an agricultural shipment, and 2 of you are wandering mechanicum scholars. Well, okay, one of you is a wandering mechanicum scholar, and the other is his bodyguard.
Aha.
Who's the bodyguard?
The one with the gun.
We all have guns.
You're a dock worker, sir. You are hiding your guns.
Oh, okay.
In fact, all 3 of you put away your long arms until you're cleared to use them.
That be me too.
You don't have any long arms.
Pistol. I guess I should look. A chainsword.
Yeah,
Okay.
that you're gonna have to hide. Dock workers don't get chainswords.
What's a hand flamer?
Exactly what it sounds like. A handheld flamethrower.
Oh god, you gave Sam the ability to burn down another forest.
Yep. Yeah, there are forests on this world.
I
didn't
guess-
give
Depending on the
anybody
planet, this
grenades.
might not be a bad thing.
I'm
if
not
anybody-
observed this time.
a forest druid at that. That was so beautiful.
Mwah, chef's kiss.
You're welcome.
I didn't give
Indiana.
anyone grenades. If anyone took grenades, cool. Everybody should take a Vox bead if you haven't, or doesn't matter. Just it would officially be your communication system. Sam has one. I made sure of that.
Vox speed.
They're in the base.
I'm pretty sure Brian and I have those
You guys
hard-mounted
haven't
in our
built in.
heads.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you
I
guys
have a
got
helmet
yours
on
built
there.
in. Yeah, John, you're just going to be an especially beefy dock worker.
Okay.
Locke, he fits in the best out of everybody. Because he's actually been trained in subterfuge and stealth and, shit like that. So we're going to do a lot of... I'm trying to do more of the role-playing side rather than the action side now. Try and shift a little bit because it was feeling a little too video gamey. You know what I mean?
Okay.
No.
You really need to get back into gaming. Anyway,
It's never really in it.
so we're gonna do some more theater of the mind. I'm not gonna build maps for every single fucking thing, but I will build maps for
Oh.
times I feel there's going to be something specifically going on, or a fight's gonna happen, or what have you. So save me stress. Flesh out the campaigns a little bit. Hopefully stretch them out so we're not just running a single dungeon for 4 sessions.
Works for me.
Okay.
Okay.
So again, you are being slipped aboard a cargo vessel en route from an agri world to this nightly world to Vescudo. You are going to be putting down at the main House Atreus spaceport because you don't actually know if there's anything here to investigate or not, but it's the biggest, quote unquote city on the planet, and so that's probably where something, if anything, is going down, just by pure population. And by city, they mean a couple 100,000 people, whereas there are planets in the Imperium where a single city holds 15 billion in a single city. So,
Lives.
and it is not a fun time. They do not enjoy those. So this is just purely a visual reference. Like I said, demi-feudal.
Oh, I do not have a token with vision.
Shame.
That's me. I forgot to move you guys.
Same for me as well.
I get it. Shut up. There.
I see the very edge of a map.
Unselect yourself.
I'm not selecting myself.
Yeah, and that still
What the
gets.
shit? Oh, the fucking fog of war is on. Off. Save.
Oh,
Hey,
it is.
there we go.
Now it's
There's
just
Again, purely visual reference to give you an idea of what's going on. The Imperium's all about Gothic architecture, but again, this is a demi-feudal world, so all the important people live up in the castle. Not quite tightly packed as a lot of other places you've seen, but still the biggest city on the planet, biggest spaceport, biggest, you know, military presence, yada yada yada. So reasonably, if anything's going down, this would be the place to find it, or at least find the beginnings of it.
Mhm.
Okay,
On the
so
beginnings.
and it's very easy for you guys to infiltrate this place. As you might guess, has 1,000 shuttles an hour going in and out and in and out, and they're going to different places on planet, going to orbit, coming from orbit, going to other planets in the system, so on and so forth. These nightly houses own the entire system. This is just their home planet. So you are stuffed into a cargo hold full of other workers. You are dressed exactly like them. Your gear is hidden about you or in the quote unquote food crates you're transporting. So don't get caught. Nobody knows you're here except the Inquisition. So if you get caught, it's your problem.
Mhm.
that's how it was last time.
Oh, last time you had a servo skull keeping an eye on you. Now you've got an actual person. Because somebody would try to hack a servo skull. They would take it in for inspection. Okay. So, I want you to imagine a metal box the size of, the Empire State Building, except, flying through space with engines on one end and form of a semblance of a control room on the other, and you're somewhere in the middle, among the crates and foodstuffs and livestock and whatever else is in there. Okay, and they do not spend money on comfort. It is quite literally just a flying box with just enough insulation to keep you from being hit by cosmic radiation, and even then it's kind of iffy. Everything
Sounds
is
cold.
loud, everything is bright, everything is hot and crowded. Um, some lucky bastards get to work in the refrigerated section. You do not. You are in the standard grain uh, and non-perishables area. So you're not loving life. But it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. This is 40K. You could be a living armchair. I'm not kidding about that.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Ronald McDonald is heresy. He
I heard it
he
must have
practices
like $2
magic.
million.
He is in fact a heretic.
As we are coming into land, I would like to recite the rite of re-entry and bless the Omnisire, bless the machine spirits for a safe landing.
Oh, they've got a whole section of engine seers and shit, but you are free to do that to whatever part of the hull you're closest to.
Praise the Omnisire.
Yeah, they see you as a pleasant extra set of dendrites, but not super necessary. This is not a complicated run or ship. Again, flying box.
Again, undercover. I gotta be what I gotta be.
Yeah, your cover story is that you're coming to Scudo 7 to study the wondrous machines of the nightly houses. But you're
Okay.
not important enough for them to actually care that you're there. There are so many tech priests and mechanicus personnel on this planet.
I mean, your bodyguard consists of a lone Skitari warrior. This is not that impressive.
Yeah. He's lucky he even got a bodyguard. He is not a low-level tech adept, but he's not important either.
Yes, I'm a tech adapter.
Shut up.
Adapteur.
Okay.
All right.
You can't hear anything because you're not up in the command deck, but you do feel a sudden lurch as what you would guess the re-entry engines are hitting the retro rockets, slowing you down for approach to the spaceport. You've been given a brief overview of what the city is like. You have some idea of where the spaceport and the landing pads are in relation to the rest of the town, in relation to the castle, so on and so forth. The Inquisition was not able to give you a whole lot on local socioeconomic conditions, local political conditions, what kind of seedy underbelly the planet might have. They weren't able to give you a whole lot there because they just didn't have time. You are the first agents they are sending in, and so you're going in blind pretty much. They just know that something may possibly potentially be wrong, and they need to check it out. But they have to do it quietly so they don't piss off the nightly houses.
Okay, let's check it out.
Okay. As you are coming down, you do feel a very sudden thump. Everybody make a toughness check. Or save.
Boy.
Toughness, that's on stats, right?
Aha! I add glory.
Damn. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing Sam.
Sam is muted for some reason.
Did she need to step away?
Locke, I can't hear you, sir.
I don't know. My mic is picking up. Might
I
be
can-
noise
I
of my cat just flicking something.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
it
I
can be noisy.
couldn't hear you at all. I could see your icon lighting up, but I couldn't hear you at all.
Yeah, I don't know what it was picking up. It was like I could see it flicking on and off, but I wasn't talking. So I don't know if it was like my cat rubbing on a cardboard box, just triggering something with the
Insert
little
cat
sound
voice
wave.
here.
Yes.
To call Papa John's and find out where our drinks are, and they didn't think the DoorDash driver's coming back, so the manager is delivering them.
Yay.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
think this
this
confirms your probably last time to hear, yes?
My last time to hear. I did not hear
Oh,
the last
nope.
5 minutes.
One
If
star
that-
rating.
Make a
Roll
toughness
toughness
save.
check.
Yes, a toughness check. We are, something is
Landing.
going on. We are on a ship, and we are re-entering atmosphere, and we're hitting some turbulence.
Okay, found it. Rolled it.
All right. Well, thankfully, you all managed to keep your feet as the pilot makes a fairly rough landing, honestly. Like, he was not gentle at all. Then again, he doesn't care.
It's a box.
He
It's
doesn't,
box.
as long as nothing breaks, he doesn't get paid enough to care.
Sounds like it was as aerodynamic as it was built.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not broken.
Oh, there's plenty broken, but not enough to not enough to stop the next delivery.
Unless it's sodas from Papa John.
Okay, so as you are getting yourselves back together, dusting yourselves off, whatnot, because a lot of dust just went up. Somebody forgot to seal the stupid grain casks, and now there's grain dust everywhere. Nobody light anything.
Do not smoke 'em if you got 'em.
The tech priests are running around trying to fix shit that just broke. The normal cargo guys are running around trying to get shit ready to offload, which is what you guys are now doing, or at least attempting to look like you're doing. It's not hard to fake. It's really running around, yelling, pulling on stuff, pushing on stuff. Poking at a data slate.
Teenage boys, typical night.
Mm-hmm.
Keep
And
going.
then suddenly, the entire hold is flooded with light as the primary. Oh shit! My mind just blanked. Not hatch. The primary hatch opens. Primary cargo hatch opens. Whole thing is flooded with light, and about a half second later, flooded with a bunch of dudes in uniforms with guns, with one very obviously very uptight one in the front.
Oh shit!
is-
The Inquisition.
Who is waving at a data slate and arguing with one of the cargo guy's foreman.
Do I
Oh,
sense
shit,
a
the
heretic?
Inquisition is here.
If you would like to try and get closer and hear what they're saying, that is up to you guys.
Yes.
Or whatever you are trying to do. Right now, it is so noisy in here.
Don't we need to leave and check something out on land?
You were not paying attention at all.
I'm sorry.
So,
I had a reason for not paying attention. I want that to be known.
I am going to move closer, and every few panels I'm going to turn and bless the Omnissiah as I get closer. And going to utilize, let's see, post in chat, damn you. There we go. Conversational cogitator. And I'm hoping Insight might be able to let me listen in a little closer to the conversation. But I would also like to pay attention to any other tech priests, anybody with binary talking around, seeing if they're talking to each other and anything important in the binary realm as well.
All right, give me an insight check.
I would also like to get closer, maintaining my cover of being a cargo handler here and insight if there is any sort of heresy going on.
All right, you give me a stealth and then an insight.
All right, and
I'm not trying to be stealthy. I'm just trying to maintain
No, you're trying
the
to blend in.
guys. Would that not be a deception?
Okay, you know what? I'll give it to you. I will take a deception.
And
I'm
so for
currently
mine,
angry.
instead of using my insight skill, my conversational cogitator lets me use the tech skill instead.
I'm currently angry at God, and I don't give a shit if there's a heretic or not.
Well, except that that's your
Oh.
mission, but you can just keep doing what you're doing.
So I had a very good deception check with a machine spirit complication.
Shoot. Were we able to
I'm going to use my reroll of the night on that insight.
On the insight? Okay.
Yeah, because my insight was a success of 2. Oh, and that's great. We have another complication. More successful, but I lost an item trying to insight.
Oh boy, let me look at your sheet. Hang on.
Spending glory. Here it is.
Ta-ta-ta-ta. Oops, that was the
Can
wrong
he
thing.
spend glory to re-roll the failure?
I don't recall. Let me look at the pin notes.
Yeah, I'm reading that now. It says glory for the city. 4 ways. Increase dice pool. Spend glory to add dice. Each point of glory is after you can only do this after increased damage.
No.
Yeah, now seize the initiative. Okay, no, I was misreading the latter half of the increased dice pool, and I was looking in. Yeah, I was just misreading.
So you can spend a wrath point on the next pinned one to reroll failures.
Oh, that's might be what I'm thinking.
But that's for when you don't. That's for rolling a 1, 2, or 3. Hang on. Let me double check that. I could be wrong. I will double check right now.
Yeah.
Wrath die. Where are the wrath die? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh wait, you can only do this once per test, and you can't re-roll a wrath die that rolled a complication.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Poodoo.
Baby, I'm looking something up, sweetie.
Well, it was a nice thought. I tried.
Okay. Whatever. You go back on the shelf.
You're putting Anna up on the shelf?
No, the book.
She'd probably like it.
She'd probably get into everything. Anyway, all right. Okay, so hey, no. Okay, so a random servo skull bonks into you at high speed, and your symbol of authority goes skittering off. Your rosette, ring, whatever badge just gets knocked right off and goes skittering across the deck under some crates.
Do any of us notice
That
this?
sounds important.
He notices it. I'm pretty sure none of the rest of you are looking that close at him.
Yes,
No.
my focus is on
The group.
yes, the group that just came in.
I too will get closer to see if we can determine if there's heresy about.
Do I gain anything off of the 5 successes of deception and the 5 successes of the insight tests to this
Oh
point?
yeah, you get plenty close, and when you get to them, you can tell they're arguing about a customs inspection. The pompous prick with the data slate is demanding a full inspection of every single item. Everything gets opened up. Everything gets, tested for sickness. Blah 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 blah. The loadmaster is telling him to eat rocks because they just don't have time. They are on a tight schedule, and they're just going back and forth.
And was there any subtext that I was able to pick up in the bureaucrat chatter of the background?
No,
Damn.
they are really just arguing about customs.
I would like to locate my symbol of authority if I can after that.
Just gotta give you some authority, you know?
Oops, wrong one. Da, 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 da. Let's do. Since you're looking for something specific, let's do an investigation. All right, you found it.
50-50.
Okay,
Though you did have to walk away from the conversation to go get it, because again, it went skittering across the deck.
that works. I'll allow it.
All right.
My daughter's throwing a fit because Christine will not let her play the Switch in her stead.
Hmm.
That was rude.
It's actually fairly common for Anna to take control, but just not right now, and she is upset about it.
1 second. Drink from here.
Okay.
All right, I would like to move away from the group and quietly report back over the Vox speed that this is as surface level and boring as it appears.
Okay.
There.
Hang on.
Sounds like we should move on to the next room.
Well, that was my my wannabe robot report of how I would do this, or how they would see this. So it's like,
Hang on
there's
here.
no heresy here. This is where I'm going with this. No heresy here. This looks as silly and mundane as these country rubes would have it.
It's everyday life.
Sounds great. Let's go to the next room.
Okay, John is
Can't
bored.
find our heresy if we don't go looking for it.
John is bored.
Is she bored?
Yeah. This is how we end up with dwarves mining through the deck of a ship.
Find the cannon.
Windrose starts playing in background.
That's because he needs more
Iggy-iggy-o.
action.
Okay, so long story short, the lock. I'm going to say you see this, maybe Brian as well. A very unremarkable
You should sue them. No, it's because
package, parcel, whatever, passes from the loadmaster to the official, and suddenly all is well with the world, and the guys with the guns start leaving the ship.
What?
I would like to report over the Vox speeds. Bribery transaction complete.
Is this heretical bribery or just the normal kind?
You have no idea. It was a featureless package.
Hmm.
It was a small package in brown paper that got handed from one party to the other. As discreetly as they could, but not as discreetly as they should. Okay, so the security guys are heading out. The pompous prick is heading out with them. He's already heading for the next ship on the pads. The loadmaster is already yelling at everybody to get moving, get this unloaded, blah, 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 blah. We're going to fast forward. Okay, so you've got the cargo out on the pad as well as you can. This is a huge space. I want you to think about this. This is a huge, like, concrete, just plain of space. Like, this thing is the size of fucking all three stadiums in Seattle put together. Okay, that's just this one pad. And this one pad is only holding your one ship, but it is almost full with all the cargo you're pulling out, which now is in fact being randomly inspected. They're picking 1 in 10, 1 in 15 to randomly open up and take a look at, just to make sure nothing's too hinky. They are doing it at random, and they're going through because they're not stupid. They're not trying to let a bunch of gene stealers on planet or some shit. So they're coming down the line. They're checking all these things. They start heading your way. Not to you guys specifically, but to the area where you're at, because hopefully you're not all bunched up.
No, I am primarily staying over near the technology, going through and saying my blessings. Now that we're out in the open air, I've taken out my sensor And I'm slowly swinging my incense back and forth, happy to be back down on the ground, surrounded by beautiful technology. I'm also looking around to see what else is going on with the servitors and the any cherubs that might be around. Ones that would be not talking to the humans, but would rather be conveying information to each other as necessary.
Right.
Are we
Okay.
actively standing in gray space, or did my thing just not load?
You're in gray space.
Yeah.
She's hacking?
We're doing less maps and more talk.
And I am fully committed to the bit. Until we identify an out, I'm just unloading.
Yeah, I'm doing it too.
Yeah, so I guess I'm helping to unload.
And I guess at this point, maybe, I guess from my looking arounds, I do have a decent investigation skill that I wouldn't need to rely on abilities for.
Okay, so they're heading your way. To the north is what looks to be a large receiving building for cargo specifically. Like that's where the majority of the stuff you guys are handling is heading. Looks like it's going in. It's getting checked in at this giant door, and then once it passes through the door, it gets diverted to whichever looks like maglev trains that it's supposed to be on and whisked off to wherever. Okay. Uh, to the south looks like more of a personnel receiving door portal. Much smaller in scale. Still a very imposing building, like 5 stories tall. Covered in guns. Everything is fucking covered in guns. There's loudspeakers yelling announcements and prayers and shit. There's people running everywhere. There's servitors running everywhere. There's servo skulls running everywhere. It is fucking chaos. Okay, organized chaos, but chaos nonetheless. There is a lot of yelling going on. Brian, just pure casual opening up the Vox. There is so much Vox traffic going on right now, and no sphere traffic, and just everybody is. It's a port. It's a fucking port. Okay, and a very busy one. Looks like to the east looks to be the control building and some other facilities that are actually the spaceport is partially built into a mountain, and it looks like the facilities for the actual landing pad and that might lead to the rest of the spaceport are built into the mountain itself. Just in case of crashes.
Lovely.
Did
So
the control center look nearly as fortified as the personnel receiving?
oh, that's the most fortified.
Makes sense.
They have void shields. You can see them flickering. There are no that you can see. There are no knights on guard duty around. There's the security troopers. There's a couple combat servitors, obviously escorting the security troopers. Other than that, pretty much not a huge armed presence, but like all the buildings are just covered in death and hate.
Sounds
Although
like
these are the small guns. The big guns were, slightly farther out and would shoot down the shuttle before it even got in.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well. Having made my observations, I think it would make sense if I were to... I don't know if there's like a, you are here mall map or anything along those lines. But it would make sense for me to look for any local temples to the Omnissiah.
All right, everybody on the new page.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
All right, y'all find yourselves.
Yes.
Yep. Tab button helps for
There I
that.
am. Yep.
This is severely not to scale, but it's what I got.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we're actually going to cut here. My daughter is losing her fucking mind, and it's 9 o'clock. So,
All right. Real quick, did you say if there was anything to the west of the landing pads? I was
open,
taking notes.
open land. Nothing as far as you can see.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I hadn't missed something there.
Mm,
All right then.
yeah, you're kind of right on the edge of the city, but far enough out that if something does crash, it won't necessarily be super terrible, but close enough that shit can move back and forth easily.
Got it. So it's Florida.
Pretty much. Actually, that's actually a perfect analogy. So Cape Canaveral, you sit across the bay and you watch the shuttles and such.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So next week,
Oh, good.
Starfinder.
Yes, indeed.
2 weeks. Don't forget, spring forward tonight, guys. Change your clocks.
Thanks
Uh,
for the terrible reminder.
I have duty.
What?
I have duty next weekend, and then I will be gone. So this is. I just looked at my calendar. This is my last night.
Oh,
I
well,
guess.
shit. Sorry, buddy.
You're good. I just looked at my calendar. Yeah,
Hey,
next week I have
deploy.
duty, 15th, and
Well,
then deployment after that. So fun times.
see you on the other side.
Be
Yeah.
safe. Stay safe.
Always, always. If you guys want to send me mail, I'll post my numbers in the place. But yeah, lots of fun.